What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Scott or Zephyr, and in today's video I'm showing you this awesome team that I made with Baxcalibur and Alolan Ninetales in it. I feel like Snow got a really big buff when Regulation E came around and DLC 1 got released. Obviously, Alolan Ninetales is a great Pokemon as it is. It gets Aurora Veil, it gets Snow Warning. It kind of just does Abomasnow's job better than it does, so it's kind of taken that role. And Baxcalibur got a huge buff with being able to learn Scale Shot amongst other moves. Baxcalibur's seen a bit of play throughout the Regulations anyway, and you know, it won the first ever regional, for example. But I think it's even better now with the accessible moves it got from the DLC. So yeah, let's get straight into the breakdown. So first up on the breakdown is Baxcalibur, the main star of this team. So Baxcalibur has seen a fair amount of usage, as I already said, since it got introduced in Gen 9. It's a great pseudo-legendary type. Dragon Ice is a really cool type in. Thermal Exchange is a great ability. Being able to swap into the new Ogerpon, her Flame Mask, Arcanine, and various other Pokemon and take a little bit of damage in exchange for a damage boost is actually insane. Loaded Dice has pretty much been the staple item on Baxcalibur, as Icicle Spear is its main form of damage, being stab ice and being able to hit 2 to 5 times. Loaded Dice pretty much guarantees most of the time you are going to hit those 5 hits. Those 5 hits on this Baxcalibur will take out Grass Heatran, they will do a ton of damage to Ogerpon, they take out Fluttermane, so on and so forth. Landorus doesn't stand a chance, so really good in that instance. Lines up into a lot of the meta game as of right now. High Horsepower is its coverage move for Ogerpon. If you switching Baxcalibur and then you hit a +1 high horsepower into Ogre, it is going to die. Iron Hands is not going to enjoy that either, and I don't think there are many Pokemon that really are going to enjoy that. Dragon Dance is there as a form of setup. When you get the opportunity, weave it in between rounds when your opponent's going to protect, or you know you've kind of got the best board advantage. Being able to get that speed up and that extra damage boost can pretty much win you the game in certain instances. And then the new move that Baxcalibur has hold of now is Scale Shot. So if you don't know what this move does, it hits 2 to 5 times. Obviously with Loaded Dice that's going to be boosted to about 4 to 5 most of the time. But in exchange for that, it hits and then it gives you a speed up and it drops your defense. Where that doesn't sound great on paper, it is a fantastic ability. In Generation 9, when you've got Snow Up, which Ninetales can do for you for free, all of your Ice-type Pokemon get a 50% defense increase. So you pretty much don't really feel this defense knockdown as it is. And Baxcalibur is pretty bulky. In Snow, it's going to be even better with the 50% boost. And then when you get Aurora Veil up as well, this thing is living a lot of hits. It does not care about anything, and it goes on a rampage. I think this Pokemon's going to crop up a bit more now in Regulation E, now that we have Alolan Ninetales especially, as it just does what Abomasnow does, but better, with, you know, Snow Warning, Aurora Veil. We'll get into that in a minute. But yeah, I think Baxcalibur is an incredible meta game choice right now. The Fire Terror type is so that, you know, if Fluttermane fires a Moonblast at you, you can kind of get around that and then OHKO it. But yeah, this Pokemon is great. I'm having a ton of fun using it, and that's why it's on the team. Next up in this team is Fluttermane. I've done a ton of talking about Fluttermane already. It's pretty much the standard set of Dazzling Gleam, Shadow Ball, and Moonblast. Those moves are to do as much damage as possible, cover for other Fluttermanes, and yeah, that's really about it. Fairy Terror is still there because I feel like you don't really need to go defensively. I have considered Grass, I have considered Water. I'm going to do a bit more playtesting and come back to it, but right now I like getting my Fluttermane on the field and doing as much damage of it as possible. So Fairy Terror is there for that exact reason, so Dazzling Gleam and Moonblast can lay waste to your opponents. Choice Specs is the choice of move here because I think Choice Specs Fluttermane is just the best way to run it personally. And then we have Power Gem. Now this is the main thing I wanted to talk about. Since, you know, Alolan Ninetales exist and mainly Fire-type Ogerpon, which has made waves in the VGC community as of late because it can OHKO loads of things and just cause out. There is nothing that wants to fight an Ogerpon basically. Power Gem is the new choice of move for Fluttermane pretty much that I'm seeing a lot of people use. It outspeeds Ogerpon, this Fluttermane does anyway, and it hits the Power Gem and the Ogerpon goes to sleep forever. So that's why that's here, and I think you'll see a lot more Fluttermanes running that now. But besides that, this is pretty traditional, bulky, hits like a truck. Yeah, Fluttermane. Up next is Lando, Landoferian. There is a case to make for Gyarados being on this team, but I just think like Lando T does it better, honestly. I can't believe I never really used this Pokemon until Scarlet and Violet. It is an incredible thing, and I completely understand why people hate it. It's as simple as that, really. I've got the Flying Terror type because then we can deal with pesky Ogerpons, Grass types, Iron Hands if it goes Grass Terror, Among Us especially. Probably just the best Terror type on Lando. There is a case for making it Water Terror. I definitely have thought about that, and after playing a bit more, we'll see where I am. We've got Intimidate, obviously, because that's all you ever want on Lando T, and I'm pretty sure that's all it ever learns. Ability Shield is an item I talked about in my last video. This is to block Wheezing, as Wheezing is seeing a hell of a lot of play in Regulation E since it's brand new, and it can shut down, like, as I already talked about, hundreds of thousands of Pokemon. Ability Shield stops it from doing that, and it also stops things from, well, taking Lando's ability off of it. And, you know, you want your Lando T to be intimidating things. That's the whole purpose for it, you know? So, in terms of moves, we've got a pretty standard set. We've got Rock Slide, Terra Blast, so Terra Flying, Stomping Tantrum as Lando's best choice of ground stab, and then Protect because you want to be able to play the mind game, and Urshifu is seeing less play, so Protect is actually valuable now. Lando T is just a great intimidator. As I said, Gyarados could be on this team. I tried and I really thought about a water type, but I just think Lando is just so good, honestly. Alright, so this is probably my favourite part of this team. Alolan Ninetales. This thing is phenomenal. I've never played with it before because, as I said, I started playing VGC in Sword and Shield, and I don't think there was ever a time where Alolan Ninetales was really on the table. But I love it. It's so good. It's another Snow setter, and obviously Snow got a massive buff, as I've already said, in this generation, raising defense of Ice-type Pokemon by 50%, which was probably needed because Ice sucked until this generation. Light Clay, because you want to be able to extend Aurora Veil for as long as possible, and that will let you do it. We've got the Water Terror, because Ninetales is going to be scared of getting punched, and it's also going to be scared of getting Rock Slided or such. This kind of alleviates that. I know it leaves it open to being hit by Ogerpon, Iron Hands, but as a form of defensive terror, I think this is the best thing you can do on turn 1 if you need to. Moonblast is one of the best forms of stab Ninetales has, as well as Moonblast just being a ridiculously overpowered move as it is. Blizzard is phenomenal when it's snowing. You're hitting 120 base damage into 2 slots. Well, actually, a little bit lower than that because doubles, but 120 base damage overall into 2 slots, and you're getting 20 or 30% chance on freeze, which is crazy. Aurora Veil plus Snow is just amazing. Honestly, I cannot stress this enough. Your Pokemon, especially your Ice types, are going to be looking like stone walls. It is phenomenal. Ninetales is better than Abomasnow just because it's faster, and it's surprising how many hits this thing can take, honestly. I didn't think it was... I thought it was going to be quite frail, but it is quite hard to take down in itself. And then we've got Protect, so you can play the mind games as per usual. I really think Baxcalibur and Alolan Ninetales are a great duo. They both benefit each other so much. Ninetales threatens a lot of things that threaten Baxcalibur. Baxcalibur does damage to everything and is just scary, and your opponent kind of needs to zone in on it when it's there. And honestly, I just think they are really, really good, and I've had so much fun using them on this team. I kind of want to wrap the last 2 Pokemon up together because I've kind of talked about them a lot. So Fire-type Ogerpon is just incredible. It's the new legendary from DLC 1. This thing hits like a truck. When it terastallizes, it gets a +1. It gets a 1.2 times damage multiplier from wearing a mask itself. Ivy Cudgel is an incredible move. It gets a higher critical hit chance. It also changes type depending on what type your Ogerpon is. So obviously mine is fire. And having a 100 base power, 100 accuracy, high crit ratio move is just ridiculous. And then the icing on the cake is that it gets Wood Hammer too. So if your opponent terastallizes to water, to avoid that, you just hit them with a Wood Hammer and you say bye-bye to them. It gets Spiky Shield, which is a better form of Protect, and your opponent takes damage if they try and fake it out or use a physical move on it. And then it even gets Stomping Tantrum to cover its own back, which is crazy. This one is not broken, but very, very, very good. It is no surprise it's seeing tons of play, and it's pretty much a staple on most teams right now. I think the usage rate is like 70%, which is just ridiculous. We know how Flutter Mane went. That's pretty much where Ogerpon is. And then Iron Hands is, once again, just another staple of EGC at this point. If you're not running it, you're kind of throwing. It's just so good. Grass Terror is always my choice for Iron Hands because then it can't be slept, all sorts of stuff like that. You don't need to use safety goggles. It doesn't get hit by ground moves from Lando and such as hard. It does make it a bit tougher with Ogerpon about now, but it covers it really, really well when it needs to. Obviously, we're using Fake Out because every Iron Hand should have Fake Out. If you're not, you're throwing. Drain Punch because Iron Hands just sits on the field and does that really, really well. Wild Charge because Wild Charge is ridiculous with Iron Hands and takes so many OKOs, it's crazy. And then Heavy Slam to be able to deal with Flutter Mane as well as other Ice types and Fairy types. This Iron Hands is actually EV'd a little bit to outspeed other Iron Hands. I think I've got 72 EVs in this, so you will probably find that there is never an Iron Hands that will fake you out before this one does. Besides that, it's invested into bulk, it's got just under 100 attack, and this thing can take at least 3 Dazzling Gleams from 76 EV special attack choice specs Flutter Mane, I believe, on Dazzling Gleam. So this thing can sit around as well, and it is just phenomenal. These 2 Pokemon are great. They are not going anywhere anytime soon as far as I'm concerned. They really have defined... I think Iron Hands might be even more meta-defining than Flutter Mane at this point, which is crazy to say, because Flutter Mane's usage has been 70-80% since the game came out, and yeah, it's not changed at all, so yeah. And as far as the team breakdown goes, guys, that's really about it. I hope you have some fun using this team. I'm having a ton of fun using this team. I'm seeing a ton of success. I've lost 1 game with this team, and I think I've won 6 or 7 since making it, which is crazy. The code is in the top right to be able to rent the team. It'll also be in the description below. I'm not including a Pokepaste with this because there is some source here that I'd like to keep secret, and my Baxcalibur is primarily my friend's gen, so I don't want to give that out straight away unless he gives me the okay to. And besides that, yeah, have fun using this team. Tell me what you think about it in the comments. If you're not already subscribed, subscribe to the channel. Turn my post notifications on so that you never miss a video. As I said, leave a comment on what you think of the team, if you're using any of these Pokemon, what you think's good, what you think's bad, all that sort of jazz as per usual. And yeah, like the video as well, because that's the best way you can support me on the channel. So that's really been about it. Thank you so much for your continued support, guys. I really appreciate it. My name is Zephr, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace. The loyal free music bangs, and you can't tell me different. I refuse to hear it. Ah, yes. This is actually what I accounted for. Love that. Right, I don't even think we lay down Aurora Veil this turn. I think we just straight up Blizzard. I want to lay down Aurora Veil just in case. Like, we're met with the ability to take out Sinister straight away. Or we, well, potentially take out Sinister straight away. Or we go, like, Aurora Veil. And I feel like the safe play here is just to Aurora Veil for real. Yeah, Sinister probably launches Trick Room. Can't do much about that, unfortunately. We outspeed because I've made sure my Iron Hands is above the minimum speed that most are running these days. Aurora Veil comes down, which is huge. I love Alolan Ninetales, it's super good. Trick Room was always going to come out, so I'm going to get outsped now. But we kind of knew that, so it's not the end of the world. The next move, Drain Punch the Iron Hands to death. That is the next play. We protect this turn. We just want to stall out a turn of Trick Room, keep my resources fair, because I don't want to terrestrialize, but I'm probably going to have to. Yeah. Alolan Ninetales is so cool, man. I love it. Can't wait till I have my shiny one. Yeah, I could have seen that coming. That's why you click the protect button. In fact, he's not terrestrialized his Sinistry yet. It's quite big to me as well. We're not going to get as much damage because my Iron Hand is EV'd a bit different, but I'm fine with that. I don't like that because it means that I can't Terror because I'm not safe even if I do Terror. Nice 22 damage, bro. That was huge. Absolutely. If I switch out here, I don't really have anything I want to switch out into, to be honest. I think the best... Terran's such a waste, though. I feel like I Blizzard here all day. Yeah, I feel like I have to do this. I've got Aurora Veil up, so I'm sure... Oh, we're not even going to do that. We're going to go straight after my Ninetales, okay? Not my Ninetales, my hands. Fair enough. I didn't think you'd do that, but... Fine. I'm okay with that. That's actually super okay with me. We're just doing the whole Drain Punch your opponent's Iron Hands thing right now. Strength Sap, that's going to suck a bit. It's not going to suck totally, though, because it does mean that I get this Blizzard off for free, so... That didn't really benefit my opponent at all, to be fair. Any freezes extra here? No, nothing. Right. Okay. Right, that Sinister needs to go, because it is going to be annoying. This turn, I think I can Terra Water Blizzard. Yes. I think that is... Because we're going to get rid of Iron Hands this turn as well, so this is huge, right? He heavy slams into my Ninetales, then we're not going to take any damage, really. If he Drain Punches my Ninetales, we're not going to get shafted here. And I wouldn't be surprised to see the Sinister go for Strength Sap again now, so... Which is fine. I can always pivot out my Iron Hands when I need to. Drain Punch again, we're just doing this. We're just going backwards and forwards, okay. Pretty sure you'll lose your Iron Hands this turn then, my friend. Which is fine with me. Lovely. We should be good. Here's hoping that Ninetales was the correct Terror this game. Life Dew? What is this? I mean, I've not played much Sinistry yet, so that's definitely a huge play. Freezes. We need freezes. Big time. Freezes. Yes! Bad take from me. Freeze is a completely okay status, and I don't care what anybody says. It's only on ice moves. It only happens in certain conditions, and yeah, I do agree with the Frostbite. I think they both are decent status conditions. Right, I need to think about my next turn now. I think here is this the last turn of Trick Room? Yeah, right here we're switching into Baxcalibur all day, and here we're protecting. Love that. And the Trick Room will be gone, and we should be good. Do not fall out, Mr. Iron Hands. Baxcalibur the Shivering. I love that name. Withdrew. Fatal Licha. Okay, that's fine. Pipey. What is that? Oh, it's the Clefairy. Okay. We've got 2 support mons in the opponent's team. That's cool. think I'm going to lose Snow now, but I'm okay with that. I can always pivot Ninetales out and back in, so... I would like to hit a Dragon Dance here, but I think it's super important to get rid of this Iron Hands first. Let's go Scale Shot. No, because that Clefairy is probably just going to follow me. So, let's go... Let's Icicle Spear into this, and... pivot back into Iron Hands, considering I can get it back on the field for free here now, and I get Fake Out. So I can always Fake Out Clefairy next turn and go for Scale Shot in this potential scenario. Oh my god, we weren't doing that. We were... Oh, it's probably going to hit me with a Fairy move, right? I mean, I don't really have much choice in the matter right now. I need to get a Scale Shot off next turn, though, for real. Critical hit on the 5th. Lovely, we like that. Still frozen. Keep like that, Iron Hands. I like you like that. Knock off. Okay. I guess that's actually an okay move for Clefairy, actually. I would say yes. We can actually go for Scale Shot here for free, and we Fake Out this Clefairy, and we are good. We are chilling. Eat that. No way we whiff the Scale Shot, right? Oh my god, that's actually massive. Oh my god, the Frozen Solid coming through clutch, absolutely. Right, we have to go for Icicle Spear here into you, and we also have to... Do I Heavy Slam here? Yes, I Heavy Slam here all day into this bugger. This Clefairy has not done what Clefairy should be doing. Like, we're probably... Ah, my loaded dice is gone as well. Not good. Not a fan. Yeah, Clefairy put me off. Knock off huge. That Iron Hands has to stay frozen. Oh my god, Freeze is so good. My opponent just isn't giving me a lot of offensive pressure right now. Like, Sinister does well with that, and so does Iron Hands, but Iron Hands is frozen, so, like, he's doing literally nothing. And Sinister was just in a really bad matchup there, to be honest. Right, this is good. Hospitality. That sucks, but it's really, really good. It's a great ability. Honestly, I'm going to Scale Shot, and I'm also going to Drain Punch. I don't know if I like Drain Punch here, though, actually. I'm not going to lie. Oh, I got Outback still. Ninetales, Ogerpon. Actually, I think we full send the Sinatra this time. Sinister getting shafted. Not going to be very... I think I get away with it just like that. I think I can Drain Punch into this bugger. Yeah, let's go. 1, 2, 3. There we go, lovely. We don't need no loaded dice. Baxcalibur doing big things. My Iron Hands is faster, so we're good. Can you take him out, my boy? Please. Please take him out. Oh, so close. I mean, my opponent's down 2-1 already. We're already in a much better position than he's in. Oh my god, my opponent is fuming. This is like easily the most satisfying way for me to win the game, but the most annoying way for you to lose the game. Like, Love Moon Ursaluna, right. I'm getting a Dragon Dance off here, and we are Drain Punching this, for real. Get rid of the Iron Hands. Final Terror goes into Blood Moon Ursa. I assume it's going to go Terra Normal or Terra Fairy. I'd assume Terra Normal. Yep. I don't think it does it though. My Iron Hands has AV and 252 special defense, so I just don't think I see it doing what it needs to. And this Dragon Dance is huge for me as well, as long as I live this turn. Drain Punch, right, finally got the snowman off the field. He is gone. Poor boy, poor boy. This was a very cool team though. I definitely expect to see teams like this on Reg E ladder, so Hyper Voice, yeah. And then Throat Spray next turn. I don't think it matters though, look at that. 100 damage. Blood Moon is okay. It's not a bad mon by any means, but it's not a good mon by any means. And if you're going to run it, this is probably one of the only few sets you would run. So, what do we do here? Do we go for a Scale Shot into a Drain Punch? I don't feel like that's the way. I feel like... Oh, I do feel like that's the way, actually. Losing my loaded dice here really sucked. But... let's go for Icicle Spear so we don't miss, and then we just Drain Punch the Ursa. But my opponent's probably quit, right? Like, no, he hasn't. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, My Baxcalibur does not need a loaded dice to be getting those off. He is big and tough. And that is the game, my friend. GG's. That was a good game. I was actually proper terrified of that team. I had a really bad matchup into that. Iron Hands, like, pretty much, like, runs down a good half of my team. But we dealt with it the way we needed to. Sorry for yawning. I've been awake since 4:30 this morning. Oh, rough. Everyone has the little top knot. Dengo, Flutter. Okay. This is not nearly as scary as it may seem. We're going to get Aurora Veil down here. I don't think there's very much we can do about Dengo right now, but we can heavy slam this Flutter main for sure. So we're going to Aurora Veil, and we're going to heavy slam into Flutter, and that is going to be huge. Do I go into Grass here as well? There's an Arcanine out back though, isn't there? Yes, right. But yeah, Grass kind of sucks low-key here. But right now I feel like it's beneficial because Dengo's probably going to do a ton of damage. I feel like I have to do this turn 1. Yes. Dengo could take out my Ninetales if my Ninetales is... Well, actually no, because I'm going to get the Aurora Veil up here. And it depends if you double into my Ninetales or not. You just go Moonblast into Iron Hands. There's so many different ways this scenario can play out, but this is like my base synopsis right here. Yeah, that's going to be okay. That's going to be more than okay. Ninetales going to do that. I expect your Dengo to either make it rain or nasty plot. I feel like this is a turn where you feel like you could nasty plot. No, you just make it rain, you're just sending it. Okay, that's fine. Ninetales is gone, but Ninetales served its purpose. Fantastic. And I can now just bring in Ogerpon for free, really. Like, there's nothing you can really do to stop me. Life Orb Dengo. Okay, that's fine. And we're going to take out Flutter Mane here as well. Lovely. Huge stuff. Do I not want to bring Baxcalibur in here, actually? No, I want to keep Bax out back for if I see this Arcanine come in. Yeah, there we go. That's what I want to see. Right, so I feel like you would Terrastallize your Gholdengo or you would protect it here. So we're going to protect Ogerpon here to try and bait this out. And we're going to switch into Baxcalibur on my right side. I think that's my best play here, for real. Because if you try and Will-O-Wisp or you hit me with a Flare Blitz, then Bax is going to love that. Then I'm able to bring back out Fake Out later on in the game. Taking Flutter Mane out on Telman is always the best thing that you can try and do. Right, time to see if my money is where my mouth is. Baxcalibur the Shivering. I'll never stop loving that tag. It's such a good tag for this Pokemon. Show me Dengo Water. Lovely. It's going to be water, right? Yes. Fire. Right, now I can Wood Hammer you for free. Lovely. Awesome stuff. You probably protect next turn then, right? Lovely. Thank you, Arcanine. Thank you for the attack up. Appreciate that. Huge. Huge read there. Terror Blast. He tried. That's a really, really cool set to have on Dengo, though. I never really see people running Terror Blast on it, that's for sure. Right, Woods Hammer and a high horsepower here. I feel like I can get away with a Scale Shot right now, though. Yeah, let's get a Scale Shot down on this Arcanine right now, real quick. We've got Aurora Veil. We've got... The Arcanine has no damage to do to me, really. It's probably only running Flare Blitz, Will-O-Wisp, Extreme Speed, as most Arcanine do. This Gholdengo can't attack, otherwise I just smash it with Hammer and it goes to the card graveyard. Like, my board state is fantastic here. Huge. Go, my boy. Take that. Oh my god, he lives. That's huge. Bax, you have to stop whipping Scale Shots, man. This is not good. Okay, Ogerpon's going to get... No, but Ogerpon's going to live. My Aurora Veil is absolutely going crazy here. Make It Rain sucks for me here. Bax actually hurts a lot right now. Now we have to Horsepower, and that sucks. I hate to see that. Dengo goes. It all comes down to what the last Pokemon is now, really. If Bax had with that Scale Shot, would be in a totally different scenario. I'd have the fastest thing on the field. Sinatra actually sucks. I hate to see you. But, actually, this is not a massive issue. We go Stomping Tantrum, and we go Icicle Spear here. My opponent doesn't have any terrestrialization either. You know, you either Rage Powder and attack with Arc, or you protect and then I still get Stomping Tantrum. Like, it's totally down to you. And then I have hands waiting out back anyway, so protect, that's fine. I go first all day on this Sinatra. Come on, Baxcalibur, do it for the Instagram. You've got the attack boost as well. There's no way you don't take this KO. Come on. Baxcalibur is so good. And it only got a buff with all the new moves it learns as well. Huge. Finisher dead. Arcanine on his own. I'm pretty sure my Baxcalibur could clear this up now, for real. Right, my opponent quits here. There's no way he doesn't, because, like, why wouldn't you? But send it. Oh, he doesn't. Okay. He just doesn't know that my Baxcalibur has high horsepower. Sad. Don't miss this Baxcalibur. You missed the scale shot. Lovely. Oh my god, so much damage. With both the boys on the field, there's not really much you can do. Like, you have to attack one and the other one takes you out. Like, GG's, bro. Grass Terror on Iron Hands was the best play I made on turn 1, for real. Do you know what? We're just going to scale shot for the lols here. If I whiff this and lose the game, I'll be so upset. Why would you protect? I mean, so you can get around the fake out, but then you just take my Baxcalibur out, right? So it doesn't really matter, because my hands just hit you a Drain Punch, and if you Flare Blitz hands, then you probably lose so much HP. But you probably just E-Speed into my Baxcalibur. So Drain Punch here is the best set I could use, and we're not taking no risks this time. We're gonna use Icicle Spear for 100 accuracy here. Yep, that is enough. GG's. Baxcalibur is goated, for real. So good. Just needs to be positioned correctly. That game, he came in, he gained a free attack buff, and yeah, simple as that. Man started to eat up my opponent's enemies. GG's, sir. Nice backpacker in the background.
Hundreds of lives.
Mm-hmm.